Milton Rister, who many of us know here at Crestview, gave me a copy of his new book, The Man in the Canyon. Now, Milton began his journey with godly parents who were deeply involved in ministry at Bartlett Baptist. And Milton says that he was in church every time the doors were open. Attending the University of Texas, embittered by his father's early demise and caught up in the youthful pursuit of pleasure and various vices, he soon forgot God. That is what Man in the Canyon is all about. The Holy Spirit would need to devise a whole series of unusual incidents for Milton, incidents that would drive him back into the arms of Jesus. Milton would need to go down before he could go up. Now, I'm not going to tell you the entirety of his story, but lost in the Grand Canyon, lacking food and water, and injured from bruised feet, he begins to scream curses at God. And then he realizes that he's cursing the very person who could save him. And he sees that as stupid. Now he begins to pray, asking God for his forgiveness and asking God to save him. At the end of himself and exhausted, he lays down for a final night of rest before his death. And this is what Milton wrote. That night in the Grand Canyon, I surrendered. I said, I know you're all powerful. I know I love you, and I'm very sorry for the things I've done to hurt you and others. Do your will, even if it means I die. Those are the words of surrender. Later, I would read John 14, verses 15 through 25, and I realized that the Holy Spirit had been directing my life. It was the Holy Spirit who made a way for me to get out of the Grand Canyon. It was the Holy Spirit that became the waymaker in my life, leading me back into church. It was the Holy Spirit that led me to Midland, where I would meet my wonderful wife, Nancy. It was the Holy Spirit who had broken the chains and removed the shackles of my addictions. It was the Holy Spirit who led me back to a path of love and faith. It was the Holy Spirit who gave me two wonderful daughters, and the Holy Spirit who opened doors to an amazing professional opportunity. Milton then provides John 14 as a passage. So let me kind of summarize it. My Father will give you another advocate to help you and be with you. But the advocate, the Holy Spirit, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything that I've said to you. Now, Milton could have returned back to Christ in a church, but he didn't. He wouldn't have darkened the door of a church. Like tongues of fire that came and set upon each individual in the upper room, there was a personal and very individual experience that Milton would have as the Holy Spirit worked in his life. To be sure, an odd experience, but one designed especially to ignite his heart for the things of God. Because we do not understand the working of the Holy Spirit, and we are determined to keep to our doctrinal narratives, we're tempted to criticize the unusual working of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit didn't care about your doctrines when he targeted Milton. The Holy Spirit knew exactly what would transform Milton's heart. How the Holy Spirit works is perplexing and confounding. Unable to package it, unable to understand it or even analyze it, we join corporately into this great mystery called the church.